So welcome back to part 2 of the she shed build. Remember I put the fascia board on the side, long sides, horizontal part. I was told by my contractor, put the fascia board up first, and then I have something to rest that on. Top is flush with the outer edge of the fascia board. Well, today we got the roof on, and I'm pretty happy with the way that came out. Now I'm putting the gable part of the fascia board on, and I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? It's just me, so I decided to do it this way. Okay, so this is going to go in the back of the she shed. It's not going to be seen as much as the front, so it's kind of a practice run. Flip this guy over. It would be nice to have these secure without punching too many holes in it. I just had an little L bracket, right? And I bent it to the shape. And just like a picture frame. Now I'm going to put some little extenders on these guys. This way I'll be able to just hang the thing right on the roof. Luckily, my balcony, I can just lean over it and you'll see. All right, let's see if this works. Perfect. So I'm going to cut this off right here, right on the edge. This fascia board is a little too high. I may have to plane this down a little bit to meet this guy. I ended up using my angle grinder with a real aggressive pad. And your roofing goes beyond that about 1/2 inch, 3/4, whatever you want. I'll be putting flashing on here first, rain drip. And I'm just about done. Tap these guys in. Call it a day. All right, done. Yeah. The gable flashing always goes on over your tar paper underlayment. So today I got the asphalt shingles on this side. Went on pretty good considering I've never done it before. Saw a lot of YouTube videos and how-to, and it's amazing how many opinions there are on the matter. I just did what I thought would be best. I think it'll hold back rain. At least I hope so. These are the asphalt shingles I picked up. This is the part I'll be exposing, this lower part. Little tar strips there that'll heat up and stick to the backside. On the backside here, it's kind of unique. It's got a little peel and stick guy here, little film. Anyway, first course I laid out just along the edge, and I'm overlapping that with the second layer, but staggering them just like bricks. So here's my first sheet here. What I'm doing here is I'm overlapping it about 5/8 inch over the drip edge, and here 5/8 too on the first course. Then I'll bring it out another 1/4 inch on the second course, like that. And the slope is just steep enough where it won't hold a shake like that, or shingle. God, it's pissing me off. Anyway, this is my precarious setup right now on top of my camper. But it's working. There's my work table. There's my crazy plank. Yeah, I got everything tacked down, so I'm pretty safe. So in order to get to the peak of this roof, I've decided to make a ladder that'll just straddle the top gable ridge. And that way I can move it around and get those top pieces in the gable cap. I'm probably overkilling this a little bit, but I don't care. I'll hook up a few steps on this and we'll be ready to go. Well, I just finished on the last of the roof. The ladder really came in handy. I was able to get up on the peak very easily, and yeah, made this a lot easier not having to set up elaborate scaffolding. Right now I'm working on putting cedar shakes on the gable, and I just chose a random pattern. Eventually I'll be putting this guy in the center there. Almost done shingling the gables, and now I'm fitting the windows. On the she shed, we decided to go with some old pane windows that we found from salvage yards, Craigslist and whatnot, and I went ahead and reglazed some of the panes that needed it, and now I'm just encasing them in a box, and we'll just be basically slapping them into the framework. A couple of them are hinged, so we'll have some air circulation. I got 3 of these windows for free, actually, from a lumber yard. They're just giving them away. This one was just my spare one. It was pretty hammered. And the others I've boxed, primed, and working on the one there on the table. There's 2 others I got from some friends of ours. Big one behind there, that's going to be a nice window. And we've got the door here. And that's one that I picked up off of Craigslist. I paid a pretty penny for it, but look. So cool. All of it works. But it does need 2 panes, and I've got this guy I got from a salvage yard. And hopefully I can cut that out and fill in these 2 pieces here. That's going to be tricky, but I'm going to get on YouTube and see how the stained glass people cut their glass to a rounded shape. Hopefully I don't blow it. I'm a little nervous here. This is a half moon cut, which I've only performed once on a little test piece. Semi-successful. I watched a few videos on how it was performed. I dug this out of my toolbox. Wonderful little tool. And has a cutter on one end, snaps glass on the other, like little pliers. Anyway, here we go. Oh man, that was a shitty cut. Let's see how it breaks. Kind of dreading this. You may hear me cussing in a second. We'll see. Damn. 98% of it. Yeah, I think I can nip off the rest. Yeah, okay. Let's see how she fits. And that's called getting real lucky. Oh man. Well, got the paned windows here all glazed and primed and double coated. And in here, got the trim too, all ready to go. Double coated, and now we're going to be chipping away at this extra paint that's around the windows here. Okay, quite a bit of progress since I last filmed. Now I'm working on the windows. Yeah, so before I install the window with the casing, I'm screwing in these 2 boards here. That way I can just bang it on up against that, and I know I'm at the right distance before I start nailing it down. Got a long ways to go yet, but yeah, I think in the next 2 hours or so I'll be able to get all the windows in. You can see now how the window jamb is nice and flush all the way around. Here's the air conditioner. It's all hooked up, ready to go. Nice little top for it. And down below, this is where my power is. Right under here. This is an RV plug-in. Okay, I got my wiring finished. It's coming in the hole corner there, up to that outlet, this outlet, that outlet, and all the way around to this outlet, and right on up to the light switch, which goes to the light above. That old Burning Man shelter. This is the one I took to Burning Man, first year my wife, or the second year my wife came to Burning Man. It's been sitting back, doing nothing. Might as well put it to some use, stick it in the walls. Well, bit by bit, it's working. Got a ways to go still. Okay, I got a second layer of insulation in here, so it's about 3 inches thick. Got my cutting table set outside so I don't have to breathe the dust in here. Little rain tarp, it's raining right now. So we're ready to slap on some of these fence boards. So these are some fence panels that I found locally that a fence installer has gathered. Normally he throws them away, burns them. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. These are going to be so fun to play with. They're 5/8 thick. This is going to go on the interior walls of the she shed. It's going to be so cool. So I got all the cedar fencing home, taking them one down at a time. First thing I do is cut one end off. And I take them like this. I put stringers across for the next row. Kind of like that. We'll set up a little manufacturing setup for cutting these boards down. And here's my scrap so far. Not bad. Here's all the fence boards that I cut up yesterday. Quite a few of them. Enough to do the interior walls of the she shed. All right, I got my first wall finally finished. Turned out pretty good. A little slow, but I like it. This guy here got a little bird shot in it. That's kind of a nice aesthetic look. Well, today I finished the ceiling. Feel pretty good about that. Well, I just finished nailing the last boards on this wall. It's all done. So, of all the fencing I had, this is all that's remaining. One man's garbage is another man's ceiling. Can you believe this was all free? This is extraordinary wood. I love it. Just put in the soundboard, and this will be used for my wife's backing when she's laying out a quilt. She can stick pins in this thing. It's like compressed paper product. Before painting everything, I thought it'd be a good idea to scrub off all the dust and any other crap that's been growing on the boards. Just took a brush, screwed it onto a handle. Hey, it worked. Yeah, oftentimes you get a big white blotch, so you got to be careful when you start. So here I am playing around with painting techniques. And you just kind of add, or you think it needs adding, like here. Brush it out. I wanted to just highlight the ridges, so I was just lightly going over the boards with the brush. That's pretty cool. I like the effect, but in the end we decided to just paint the whole thing. There's a lot of fumes coming from maybe the organic matter of the remaining board, so yeah, I just went ahead and painted the whole thing solid white. So I got the walls primed twice, and the ceiling primed and painted, including this back wall here. So I'm ready to slap up some trim, and then after the trim goes up, I'll put another coat of paint on the walls. All this trim was pre-measured, pre-cut, pre-primed and painted, and a lot of these are just old pallets. Okay, the trim is up. The windows got another coat of paint. I just was going to use primer in the beginning, but I decided to paint them. Already stripped out most of the paint along the window edges, but I got just this one more to do. Shouldn't take but a few minutes. Then I can lay carpet. So I just painted this last night, so the paint's fairly green. It's pretty easy to just take your razor, and this is what I'm using. The tape here is so when I rub up against here, it's not damaging the wood any. About that fast you can do a window. Clean out the little bits and move on to another pane. I'm angling it just a little bit inward, but it depends on how your window sashes are. This is kind of what works out best for me. Okay, got the carpet in, now it's just the baseboard. This little guy's temporary, but it's doing the job of taking out all the fumes and gassing off of the new carpet and paint fumes and all that. This is particle board that I got from the packaging for these two soundboards here. Yeah, I still have a lot of leftover of that OSB particle board. So I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. This is pretty much just white paint. It's very bright. I made Mary these little window stoppers. She can open it up and close it at several distances here. Yeah, keep it simple, stupid, right? So this is where she is going to do her sewing when she retires, even now. But gives her a nice view out toward the water and the garden outside. She wanted a little bench where she could lay down and stretch out. So I made this out of some 2x8s, 2x4s laying around. So there you have it. It's the she shed. Finally finished. Mary then can do her decorating here now. So my job is done. Would I do it again? Heck yeah. It was fun. I think it started this in March, finding the trailer. What is it now? September. Jeez, mid-September. I learned a lot. YouTube was the best source of information, and I have a good contractor friend who gave me a lot of good tips. Is it cost effective to do something like this rather than just buy something, a kit from Lowe's or Home Depot's? Depends. This is going to probably outlast one of those slapped together sheds, probably twofold. And it's got a lot more character, I think, too, yeah? So these fence boards are kind of available if you call up contractors in your area, find out if they're hanging on the old cedar fences, and maybe you could have an interior like this. Barn wood is kind of hard to come by anymore. They sell it, and it's not cheap. We can come back now with a paint, a highlight paint, maybe like a light gray, and do that technique I was showing you earlier, just to get a nice two-tone and also making that grain pop. Lots of possibilities here.
I love my she shed.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.